Let's take the exercise 5.1. So the first question we have is, in which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression and why? Okay. Now the first question, the taxi fare after each kilometer when the fare is 15 rupees for the first kilometer and rupees 8 for each additional kilometer. Okay. Now for this, we have the taxi fare for the first kilometer. It is how much? Rupees 15. So this will be actually the first term, which is nothing but A1. Right, children? The next one. Then we have taxi fare for the second kilometer. So here, what will happen is that we need to add the constant value, that is 8 rupees. So that's why I write 15 rupees 15 plus rupees 8. Rupees 8, which is equal to how much? Rupees 23. So rupees 23. So next one, which is also equal to how much? This is nothing but which is equal to A2. Which is equal to A2. Next, we have similarly, we have the taxi fare for the 3 kilometers. So for 3 kilometers, it will be how much? So this time you need to add up rupees 23, that is A2, right? Rupees 23. For that, you need to add the constant value, that is rupees 8, right? So I'm going to add that rupees 8, which will give you how much? It is rupees 31, right? So write that rupees 31, which is now, what is this actually? Now A2 is over, A1 is over, A2 is over. So now this will be, obviously, it is A3, that is the third term, right? Now, after this, we need to check whether whatever the numbers formed, no, it's in AP or not, right? So for that reason, we are going to find out. See, we write like this. Now, A2 minus A1. Let us write that A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1 is equal to, so how much is A2 minus A1? See here we have A2. A2 is rupees 23, right? So let us take that 23 minus 15, right? Which is equal to, so 23 minus 15 is how much? Rupees 8. So it will be equal to rupees 8. Then we have A3 minus A2, which is nothing but, which is equal to, so that is 31 minus 23. That is 31 minus 23. So this will be equal to, excuse me. So which will be equal to rupees 8, right? Okay. So now that means to say here A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2, correct? So that means we observe that A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2. So what we can write? Hence, the given situation makes an arithmetic progression. Right, children? Okay. Hope everyone is understanding. Okay. So if you don't understand, you can just replay the video and you can get through that. And we'll be solving more problems. Okay. We'll try to solve each and every problem. So to make you perfect in each of the every problem what we take, we are going to become more perfect. Right, children? Now let's move on to the second problem. This is it says the amount of air present in the cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. Okay, this is quite a tricky problem. Okay, it's a kind of a tricky problem. So let us try to let us try to understand what it is. See, initially, since there is some volume, so I take it as V. Okay, let the volume of air. So you know that air is a liquid, right? So how do you measure liquid? It is in liters, right? The same way here. So volume of air, I take it initial value as V liters. Okay. So let us write it. So let the volume of air in cylinder initially be V liters. So this it will be taken as A1. I'm going to take it as A1. Okay. Now, when 1/4 of the air is removed, the volume of air left will be equal to how much? Now, what will be the value? It will be equal to, so it is actually the first initially value it was how much? Initial volume was V minus. Now they say when the vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining, so you are removing 1/4 of the initial volume. So that's why it is V minus 1 by 4 into V. Okay. So what is this? What is this now? It will be equal to, this will be equal to, I can write it as, so V by 1. See, this first one will become V by 1, whereas 1 by 4 into V becomes V by 4. Okay. Next, what I do is, I'm going to take the LCM. You know how to take the LCM, children, right? Or you can do the cross multiplication also. So how to do the cross multiplication method? So let us do that cross multiplication. So now here 1 into 4. So how to do that? Let me show you. See, first you're going to write 1 into 4, then I'm going to write V into 4, and then I'm going to write 1 into V. Okay. So what is 1 into 4? So 1 into 4 is 4, V into 4 is 4V, then minus V. Okay. 1 into V is V. So this will be equal to, we get as 3V by 4. So this will be equal to 3V by 4, which is nothing but A2. I'm going to write it as A2. This is the second term. Okay, so you know how to do the cross multiplication. Just I repeat once again. So 1 into 4, this one V into 4 is 4V, 1 into V is V. Okay, and this will be, I'm going to write it as A2, right? Next, what you're going to do is, again, what I'm going to do is, again, when 1/4 of the air is removed, the volume of air left. So let us write the next step. Again, when 1/4 of air is removed, the volume of air left equals to. So this time you're going to do, so you're going to take the initial value. What is the initial volume now? Initial volume will be this much, 3V by 4, right? Now for this, I'm going to remove 1/4 of that. So 1/4 of the initial volume, that is 3V by 4, right? So this will be equal to, so I'm going to write this 3V by 4. The first term remains as it is. But what about the second part? The second part, 3V into 1 is, you get it as 3V. So you're going to get it as 3V. Whereas in the denominator part, 4 into 4 is, you get it as 16. Right? You're going to get it as 16. Now, what I do is, I need to do the subtraction of these fractions. So how to do the subtraction? We can use the concept of equivalent fraction. You know what is equivalent fraction? Just convert the both the make sure that denominators are of the denominators are same. We need to convert it into equivalent fraction so that both of the denominators should be the same. So now here is 16, here is the here it is 4. So I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. So I'm going to multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. I get it as how much? So now I get it as 4 3 is how much? It will be 12, right? So I'm going to get it as 12b, and then for 4 is 16 minus 3b by 16. So this will be equal to, now both of the denominators are same. So 12b minus 3b will give you how much? It will give you 9b, right children? So I'm going to write it as 9b and then divided by 16. Okay, so now this will be equal to A3. So this I'm going to write it as A3. So here it is A3. Got it? Now let us try to find the difference between A2 minus A1 and then A3 minus A2. Let us see the differences. Okay? Because that is the main concept in AP. So the difference between any two consecutive terms should be same, right? So then only we can say that the given terms are in arithmetic progression. Otherwise, it cannot be in arithmetic progression. So now I'm going to write it. So now let us write this 1 minute. Now A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1 will be how much? So what is A2 here? A2 is 3b by 4, right? So let us take that. 3b by 4 and then minus A1. What is A1? A1 is V, correct? So let us take that. A1 is V equals to, then in the next step, what I do, see when you want to do subtraction, just you make it as a, write the denominator as 1. So I'm going to write it as 1 denominator. Now apply cross multiplication method. So now here 4 into 1 is 4 and here 3b and 3b into 1 is 3b minus 4 into v is how much? 4v, right? So this will be equal to, 3v minus 4v is how much? It will be minus v or minus 1v, anything we can write, minus 1v by 4. Now people will be wondering how we got it. Let me show you again. See how we did. First 4 into 1 is, we got it as 4. Then the next part, 3v into 1. 3v into 1 is 3v. And then 4 into v. 4 into v is 4v. Now 3v minus 4v is how much? It is minus 1v. Why minus? Because different signs, which is the more, which is greater, 4 is greater and its sign is minus. So you put this value as minus 1v by 4. Okay. Then I'm going to write A3 minus A2. So A3 minus A2, let's write that. A3 minus A2 is how much now? This will be nothing but, so now what is A3? It is 9v by 16. We'll take 9v by 16 minus A2 is how much? It is 3v by 4. So let us take that 3v by 4. It's equal to, so now 16 and 4, right children? So how do you do the subtraction? As I told you, convert them into equivalent fraction, right? So let us do that. Now 9v by 16. So both 16 and 4 LCM is 16. So I should convert both the fraction to with the same denominator as 16. So first fraction I don't touch it. Let it be as it is. But the second fraction I'm going to multiply with 4. So I'm going to here multiply with 4. Here also I'm going to multiply with 4. So this will give you how much? Now here 9v by 16 I write as it is. Now 3v into 4. So that will be give you as minus 12. So it is, so 3v or 3 into 4 is 12, right? And then 4 4 is 16. Okay. Now how much is it? It's equal to 9v minus 12, correct? So denominator will be as it is. Can I keep it as it is 16? 9v minus 12 will be how much? Minus 3v. So minus 3v by 16. Now what did you observe from this? So we observe that a2 minus a1 is not equal to a3 minus a2. Correct, children? So now what we have to write then? So I write it as, hence the given situation does not make an arithmetic progression. See, that's very easy, right, children? Okay. So in this way, we can solve the problem. Okay. Let me explain you once again. So here, this air is measured, the quantity of air is measured in liters. So I take initial volume as V liters. So let it be equal to A1. Then here the condition was that the amount of air present in the cylinder when the vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. So that means V minus 1/4 of the initial volume, that is V. So in that, when you do the subtraction, we get it as 3V by 4. Next again, the next step, what you do, you need to take 3V by 4 as the initial volume. Okay. And do the subtraction, that is 1 by 4 into 3V by 4. And then you get some value, correct? No. So now you keep this as A3. This one you keep it as A2. Okay. And then compare the values. Okay. So A2 minus A1 and A3 minus A2. Now you will come to know that both the values are different. So we can conclude that A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. So the conclusion will be the given situation does not make an arithmetic progression. Right, children? Okay. So now I go for the third question. So we have the third question. In this, the question reads like this: the cost of digging a well after every meter of digging, when it costs rupees 150 for the first meter and rises by rupees 50 for each subsequent meter. Okay. So let us see whether this particular situation forms an AP. So let us write the sentence for this. The first sentence is, cost of digging the well after 1 meter equals to rupees 150. I take it as A1. And the next, cost of digging the well after 2 meters. So when I say after 2 meter, what will happen here in this case? So this will be equal to, so we're going to take this 150, rupees 150. For this, you're going to add rupees 50. You're going to add rupees 50 for that. So 150 plus 50 will give you 200. So we're going to write it as rupees 200, which is in equal to A2, which is equal to A2. And the next one, cost of digging the well after 3 meters. So this time, let's see what happens. In this case, here it will be rupees 250 plus 50, which will be equal to how much? So this will be equal to rupees 250. This 250, which is equal to how much? So it's equal to A3. Right? So now let us check out A2 minus A1 and A3 minus A2. Now A2 minus A1 will be 200 minus 150. 200 minus 150 is 50. Now let us see A3 minus A2. Okay. So let us find out A3 minus A2. So what is A3 minus A2? It is nothing but 250 minus how much? It is 250 minus 200. Which is equal to, again you get the same value, rupees 50. Right, children? So we can write that. We observe that A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2. Hence, the given situation makes an arithmetic progression. Now let's take the next problem. The amount of money in the account every year when rupees 10,000 is deposited at compound interest at 8% per annum. So now what is compound interest? So here goes the definition. So the compound interest is the interest calculated on the principal and the interest accumulated over the previous period. It is different from simple interest where interest is not added to the principal while calculating the interest during the next period. So now here in the compound interest, see you know simple interest. So simple interest formula is PTR by 100, right? Principal into time into rate of interest by 100. So whatever the interest you obtain from the simple interest, that will be added to the next year. And okay, so the next year, whatever the interest you get, that will be added to the principal. Okay, so final, and for that you're going to calculate the interest. So that becomes the compound interest. So compound interest, we have the formula as, so we know that compound interest is calculated using formula A equals P into 1 plus R over 100 whole power N, where P is the principal, R is the rate, and N is the number of years, and A is the amount received after compound interest. Now, for this given problem, we are going to calculate the compound interest for the first year. So for the first year, the compound interest is calculated as follows. So here P equals rupees 10,000, R is 8%, and N is equal to 1. Okay. So now what will happen to the formula here? So here we have A equals 10,000. So P will be 10,000. Then 1 plus rate is 8%. So it will be 8 by 100 whole power N. So here power N. So 1 is not required. Just I written as it is equals to. So this will become the first term A1. Okay. The next one for the second year. So what will happen? For the second year, we have A equals 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 whole square, which is equal to A2. Okay. And then for the third year, compound interest is calculated as follows. So A equals 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. And here, instead of for N, we are going to put it as 3. So that will be the A3. So now we have A1, A2, and A3. Right? So now if you compare this, say A2 minus A1 and A3 minus A2, that is what we need to find out, right? So when we try to find out, we observe that A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. So here we observe that A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. So what will be our conclusion? Hence, the given situation does not make an arithmetic progression. Right, children? Okay.